Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. I have quite a bit of things to talk about, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. Now, we are still pretty much trading sideways. If you guys did watch my live stream from yesterday, you know where exactly we are in the market currently. And things are actually playing according to plan, and I'm actually liking that. I feel a little bit more confident in terms of where I believe that we are for Bitcoin and even the rest of the market. I'm not too concerned on altcoins right now. I'm not really watching them closely, especially even XRP. I believe that we are going to see a little bit more downtrend on a lot of altcoins, especially if Bitcoin kind of ranges sideways while Bitcoin dominance is continuing to rise. That's essentially what I want to see. But overall, I'm not too concerned. I pretty much told you guys that in the video from yesterday, the live stream. I told you guys that, with what we're seeing right now on Bitcoin, it's pretty much key to where we want to be even long term in this market. But currently, you can see where we're testing. We're testing demand zones going all the way back to September. And this is not concerning at all. I mean, these are prices that we've seen back in February of last year before we went to the previous all-time high, and then all of a sudden, these are prices that we've seen just recently before we went to the current all-time high. So I'm not concerned at all on Bitcoin. I think everybody's kind of zoomed in watching the 15-minute, but in my mind, year to date, yeah, this looks rough, but you also have to look at the all-time chart and look at where we are. I mean, this is not concerning at all, and yeah. I'm staying pretty much confident on where I believe that we are, and I do think that we have a major alt season this bull run. So with all of that in mind, let's move on and let's talk more so about XRP. And yeah. So I ask you guys a serious question. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But I want to know why you believe that XRP is one of the most hated assets in the private sector. Okay? We know XRP has a huge community behind it. In fact, a ton of you tune in all the time to watch my videos on XRP. I can't thank you guys enough, but it really proves to me how large this XRP community is. The amount of love that the XRP community has for XRP and even Ripple is incredible. And the crypto community also, even though they hate XRP, also is supporting Ripple throughout this entire SEC case. So we know that the public sector loves Ripple and XRP. But I want to know why you believe that the private sector themselves have targeted XRP. And I want you guys to answer that in your own opinion down in the comments below. In my opinion, okay, the thing that really sparked the idea of attacking XRP, going after XRP, is because it threatened higher up assets. Okay, we were at number 2, and we were trailing up well and ahead of Ethereum. And then all of a sudden, the SEC lawsuit came out of absolutely nowhere. Boom, XRP falls greatly. Ethereum takes over as the number 2 spot. And that's when we see a lot of these elites positioning themselves into, hedge funds, into companies that are focused around Bitcoin and Ethereum. All of a sudden, we're seeing a ton of good news about Bitcoin and Ethereum, all while XRP is getting thrown to the bottom of the ocean. And I just hate to see this. I hate to see corruption in a space that is supposed to be decentralized, that is supposed to be disconnected from that. And now we are learning more and more that a lot of these higher ups have their hands in the pot, and I do not like that. So let me know what you guys think. Overall, my opinion is the private sector is scared of XRP. They know that this technology is going to be disruptive, and they want to protect the banks. The SEC does, at least. But also, in terms of the SEC lawsuit, we are seeing the XRP army wants to expose the SEC via the Joe Rogan podcast. This is no big surprise to me, honestly, as we do know that the Joe Rogan podcast has like 11 million, average listeners, who is absolutely crazy. I mean, that's like literally well beyond, pretty much anybody out there. I mean, we're talking about mainstream media. It's so huge at this point. So, in my mind, I think that this could get interesting. I think that it could provide a lot of individuals to really kind of learn about and know about this lawsuit, and most likely tune in and support XRP and even Ripple throughout this process. Do I think that this is detrimental? Absolutely not, but I think that any sort of mainstream attention does help the case. Now, I know everybody is probably waiting for that day that we see the settlement, and I do believe that it's nearing. I've made videos on this. I've talked to you guys about the specific dates that we need to watch, specifically in January, and I do believe that we will see a settlement this year. I know a lot of people have some questions about it. Will XRP lead the alt season? I know that that's a big question. In my mind, no, I don't think that's going to lead it. I do think that we will see a repeat of 2017 and 2018, though, where XRP does gain a large percentage in terms of dominance. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about the Fed payments improvement. They tweeted out this: what's in store for the future of cross-border payments? Here's an overview of the FSB's proposed targets for addressing low speed, high cost, and limited transparency and access. Now, I looked back in time to September 2nd, 2020. Why real-time cross-border payments are poised to break through. Now, this is from Ripple, as you guys can see. And we do see here, given the current economic landscape, we recently, posited that real-time instantaneous payments are now more important than ever. Okay? I just want you guys to understand where Ripple stands on this. For the longest time, okay, Ripple has positioned themselves around the entire world for cross-border payments. They have been waiting for the day that this all happens. I think that this is the main reason why we are all sort of extremely frustrated with the SEC, because we know where Ripple was leading the race. We knew that they were in first place. We knew that they were well positioned to disrupt the major cross-border scene. And I just want you guys to understand that the main focus here is solving the cross-border payment problem. And to understand what that problem is, we look at the Federal Reserve for the Fed payments improvement, and we see what they are focused on here. Now, I'm not saying that they're utilizing XRP. No, I'm not saying that at all. In fact, what I'm telling you guys is that I don't care what they use as long as they're utilizing some sort of crypto technology. Besides Ethereum and Bitcoin, of course, because we know that that is unusable to solve these problems. But we focus on the main things that they're focusing on as well, which is transparency, access, speed, and cost. And while we are focused on that, what is, XRP solving? Well, it's, solving all of those challenges. In fact, they know that transparency is a big problem. They know that speed is a big problem. They know that cost is a huge issue as well. And, when I look at this, I look at a lot of these connections. I look at a lot of these, proposed improvements. It all leads me back to crypto. I seriously don't see a world where the Federal Reserve, these major banks, first off, we're going to be talking a little bit about these major banks in a second, but I don't see a world where they're not utilizing crypto technology. In fact, we do see here, even with ISO standards, right, or ISO, I'm just going to call it ISO, but we do see ISO 222 is currently adopted in 70 countries. It's estimated that 87% of global financial transactions will be supported by ISO 222 by 2023. Okay, I just made a video on ISO 222 yesterday talking about 2023 with the, switch the flip event, which I know a lot of people kind of talk about a lot with, XRP. It's more so, for me personally, the flip the switch event is where we are all on one massive messaging system that is focused on utilizing technology that is going to digitize the future of payments. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about this video as well, because this goes back to 2019. Now, this is with the ABA. I told you guys about the American Bankers Association yesterday with their, leading report on, the flip the switch event as well. They say that no later than 2023. We even see, Ripple saying by 2023 here that 87% of global financial transactions will be supported by ISO as well. And focus on what they're talking about here. Listen closely to this.
You heard a little bit about the clearinghouse. What I might add is we've been around for a long time, 166 years. We've been operating payment systems. Started with check processing and moved to ACH and wire. And so we're the oldest by far. We were the Fed before there was a Fed. We used to print currency, store the nation's gold, do all the activities that the Fed does today. In fact, we helped stand up the Fed back in the day. I guess it was 1913. I was not here then. But as you heard, we clear and settle about $2 trillion a day. We are owned by 24 of the largest banks in the country, and I think a lot of you know that. But I think what's important to note is we service every bank who wants to use our services. We have about close to 500 banks that use our various payment rails. And let's face it, in the digital age, which is clearly what we are in today, our payment rails were developed 40 years ago. Pre-digital age, pre-internet, pre-everything. Actually, I find it amazing that I can order a package from Amazon, have it delivered faster than I get a payment from one bank to another. The fintechs are leveraging that vacuum, if you will. They're attacking that vacuum, but they're doing it kind of in I would call a Rube Goldberg-ish way. The consumer thinks the money's moved, but it hasn't. The money's not in the account. If it's going through the ACH rails, it could be a 3 or 4 day event.
A quick follow-up on the cores. And I know you guys are deep in discussions with those primarily those three and a host of others. Rough time frames. I know you guys have been working to get this system implemented. What are they telling you roughly in terms of how quickly they could be partners on implementation?
I think the end of maybe this quarter, beginning of next quarter, they're going to start to light up. You know, they all have multiple systems.
Right.
So it's been tough. I think FIS has told us they're doing what's called mass enablement, so they will be able to light up, I think, all of their cores simultaneously. Mass enablement, so they will be able to light up, I think, all of their cores simultaneously.
And the end of that is repeat it over and over, because it really proves to you that, I mean, listen, they're going to do this all simultaneously, right? But it's also that it's going to be a mass-enabled event for massive amounts of banks to be connected all at once. Okay, at the bare minimum, clearing and settling $2 trillion a day, yeah, that's $730 trillion. Okay, I mean, that's unfathomable amounts of money. Now, in terms of $5 trillion a day, yeah, you're looking at like $1.8 quadrillion. So, you know, in my mind, the cross-border scene is set to be disrupted, right? Overall, I believe that we will see a massive amount of money flow within Ripple and XRP because of what they are really kind of focused on. And we do see even here, you know, just in terms of the cross-border payment scene, you know, we're talking about just, you know, in terms of flows, it's expected to reach $156 trillion by 2022. Now, we know that the typical cross-border payment structure is very poor. He even said it here in terms of even bank to bank. You know, if you're looking at a payment and you're getting a delivery from Amazon faster than you could deliver a payment digitally, that's an issue. Okay, that's a very, very bad issue. And we are seeing that this is going to be disrupted. It's ripe for disruption. We know that Ripple is well positioned in this. We're looking at a lot of these flows being business-to-business transactions, which is, you know, expected to account for $150 trillion. And guess who's well positioned in the B2B market to really disrupt it? Yep, you guessed it, Ripple. Now, listen to me, okay? I know that a lot of people are called, you know, moonboys on YouTube, on Twitter, whatever the case may be, because I mean, listen. It's no big surprise that these people are, you know, shilling nonsense most of the times in terms of XRP price targets. Trust me, I see it all the time. I'm more so dead on $10 to $15 being the target points for XRP without a settlement, without utility in place. We do see that the cross-border payment flows have been significantly increasing in trillions of dollars from 2018 just to 2022. I mean, in 4 years, we have seen this grow almost $20 trillion. In terms of how much this is worth, so I'm going to go off of the $156 trillion market overall flow. You know, if you know, Ripple themselves can position themselves in this market, which they have already. You know, I don't need to tell you guys that. I'm sure that you are all aware of that by now. If they can just grasp 10% of this market, actually here, better yet, we'll do 1%, because I know that there's going to be a lot of people saying that, well, it's impossible for them to get to 10%, blah, 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 currently, whatever. I get it. A lot of people are, just a little bit weird on it. I'll show you the 10% and the 1% terms for us to get to what current, market cap we would be at first off, which would be $1.56 trillion, but also the price that we would be at. So I like to do this, and I know a lot of people say that this is not the way to do it. You shouldn't be looking at it like this because of this, that, whatever the case may be. But honestly, I think that this is the best way to look at it because don't get me wrong, I think XRP will settle a lot of payments through over the XRP ledger or utilizing RippleNet products utilizing XRP. But if we could clear and settle, just 1% of the cross-border, payment scene, and we're not even talking about the global real-time cross-border remittance market, which is, like I said, that's a very large market. You could do the math, $2 to $5 trillion. I mean, it's like 700 trillion to 1.8 quadrillion dollars. It's absolutely ridiculous. But in terms of just 1%, this is just 1%, okay, of the B2B. Well, actually, it's the entire cross-border flows. This is not taken into accountability, the gross settlement. But this is a 42x or a $32.79 XRP. Now, if we grasped, 10% of this market share, which I think is fairly reasonable, to be honest with you, because I know what Ripple's doing. We all know what Ripple's doing. They're well positioned. They've been in this game forever. I mean, we've seen David Schwartz, who is an individual who patented, ODL technology all the way back in the 90s. I mean, listen, he's been around forever. He knows this technology. He knows this space. He knows the potential of, where crypto could be. I think that they have roots going way back with a lot of these major banks and financial institutions. I think a lot of this is just a play. But if we grasp 10% of the market share for cross-border payments for B2B, for P2P, for B2C, all of it, right? You're looking at a 425x or $327.89. This is just 10%, I mind you. Okay, and I don't do these videos to, provide hopium. I'm just telling you guys where we would be at just 10% of market share value for the markets that we are going after. Now, do I know that XRP is going to settle 10%? No, I don't. I'm just telling you guys that at the bare minimum, the amounts that we would only settle to get to some of these price targets is absolutely ridiculous. This is why I think that the future for XRP is so bright. But of course, we look back on time and we know that these banks, these major higher up individuals, understand that we're on payment rails going back 40 years. So when the flip is actually switched into a new system for these major banking scenes, for these major overall payment structures and infrastructures, it's going to get very interesting very fast. And I definitely have to give credit to where credit's due. So we have credits here, Cryptomaniac, Bank XRP, and Digital Asset Buy. Shout out to them. But overall, listen, I would start looking into the utility cases for XRP. In my mind, I think that we hit $10 to $15 around that range by the end of this bull run. I still think that we are in an alt season. I've told you guys my overall basis on that. I'm not flipping around. I'm not switching it up. I am staying true to my overall, case. And with all that in mind, if we do settle in terms of, this SEC lawsuit, I do believe that we could hit $30 to $50. I think that's a highly possible situation to get to those prices, but also I want to look at the overall case behind utility as well, and the utility prices for XRP are absolutely massive. So with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.